now I'm gonna go back and deal with whatever I got to deal with. So he goes back. Then he knows that his brother's coming his way. They're about to face. It's the night before the battle. Suddenly he sees a man and he attacks him and they start wrestling. So you can take it from there. Or not.
Wait, I'm sorry.
They start wrestling.
Okay, and the man he actually wrestled, they were just fighting, going at it just and then he said that I won't stop until I receive your blessing, and then that's when he stopped, and then he realized that he was fighting God, and then after the fight. Yeah, and after the fight, then God renames Jacob Israel. And like Dawi said, that Esau was on his way to also see Jacob, they were supposed to meet halfway. So instead of Esau just getting ready to kill him or whatever, that Jacob bowed down. Jacob bowed down in a sign of defeat. I don't have that right now.
Okay, the main thing that you guys have to take away from this, because this is critical, is first of all, he's fighting God. And that's not a bad thing, but it's actually a good thing. Although so Jacob means two things. One means heel, because he grabbed the heel of his older brother when he left. The second also means deceiver, right? He deceived his way through all the positions that he deceived his blessing that he got from his father. He deceived the birthright he got from his brother. So these are the things that he was deceiving throughout the place. But really, it wasn't like bad deceiving. It was like, I wanted the blessing. Like, I wanted to do the good things. I wanted to do this. So his whole life was fighting with God. You see what I'm saying? And now he finally fought with him and he won. And this is God saying, although, you weren't the older one, you fought and you won. Right? And then in the last battle, I guess you could say, he struck him in his hip and he couldn't walk the same way again, meaning his life was changed. Once you wrestle with God, your life will be transformed forever. You won't walk the same way, you won't look the same way, you won't act the same way, because God is powerful. And then he changed his name to Israel. So again, this is very critical, because you need to understand this to understand the rest of the Bible. Because Jacob is called Israel, the 12 nations will determine the 12 tribes of Israel. And then later on, after that, we're going to be talking about the tribe of Benjamin, the tribe of Dan, the tribe of Judah. All these are actually the names of the children of Jacob, whose name is Israel. So this is Israel. This is the history. This is how it was developed. This is why, if you don't understand this concept right here, then you're not going to understand the rest of the Bible. You're not going to understand where Israel came from. And it's a very critical point.
All right, so once he wrestled with God, and then he was renamed into Israel. He was still on his way back to his brother, and he saw his brother Esau, and then he bowed down in a sign of defeat. He was he realized what he's done wrong. And then instead of Esau just, going at him, trying to kill him or whatever, he went and hugged him with joy. And you can see that Esau has forgiven Jacob for what he's done to him. He stole his birthright and he stole his blessing. But, Esau, you can kind of see how they both changed in a way. Once, like David said, Jacob, once he fought God, he was never the same. Even his name was changed, and his name was Israel, which you guys know is a very big name. And Esau, he's not his usual gatherer, just hunt and kill attitude. He was forgiving his own brother. And this transitions us into the next, chapter, which was Israel's 12 sons. Now keep in mind, Jacob is now Israel. So from now on, every time I say Israel, like I'm referring to Jacob. And like he had 12 sons. Jacob had 12 sons. Israel had 12 sons. But out of the 12, there was one he favored out of them all. His name was Joseph. And because he favored, like he was Joseph's favorite, like the others hated him. Like they envied him. Like he got special treatment. He basically, like when it came to anything, Joseph was the kid that Israel preferred over any of them. And one day, like he goes up to them and tells them that like he had a dream about a farm. And in the farm, he was like, in those plants, like his plants, where they were standing up tall, and then the plants of his brothers were kind of bound down to his plants. And then the brothers are like, okay, come on, man, who do you think you are? Like, they hated him, and then he told them that
Who's
dream.
he? Who had the dream?
Joseph,
Who's Joseph?
the son of Israel.
Or Jacob?
Huh?
Jacob.
Yeah, I told you guys, like, I will refer to Jacob as Israel because after this he's known as Israel because once he fought God, that was the name he was given. But, yeah, and he had a dream that on the farm, the plants that Jacob planted were, the plant Joseph planted was standing up tall, and the plants that of his brothers were bound down to him. And that made them angry because they already like don't like him because he's favored by his father Jacob or Israel. And then they have another dream. He has another dream of yeah.
Okay, so he had a dream that his plants were sold and then his brother's plants were.
But we're bound down to his plants.
How did they know that the plants were?
No, he told them. He went and told them. Yeah.
Oh,
And then when they heard that, they got really mad. And so what they did was instead what they did was they decided one day they were out in the field and they decided to kind of like they didn't know what to do with him, so they decided to some of the brothers, they were saying that let's kill him. Like, he's no good to us. He's only not, bringing our reputation down. Let's kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And they were on the field, and Israel / Jacob sends Joseph to kind of check up